Hello friends, in this lesson we're going to look at past perfect verbs. So the past perfect verb tense is a very specific verb tense that we use to basically compare two actions that happened in the past. One of them happened first and the other one happened second. So when we're looking at the past perfect verb tense, it's telling us about something that happened in the past. That's the time or the tense. And we're looking at the action as though it is completed or perfect in the past. So this is different from the present perfect because the present perfect is looking at actions that are completed or perfect in the present. But the past perfect is looking at actions that are completed or perfect in the past. So what does it look like? It basically looks almost exactly the same as the present perfect, except we change the helping verb. So with the past perfect, we use the helping verb had. I had, you had, she had, he had, we had, they had. It's all had. It doesn't matter what the subject is. But for the main verb, we're using the past participle form, just like with the present perfect. So if you're not sure what this is, or if you're not sure about the present perfect and you haven't watched that video yet, I would recommend you go and watch the video on the present perfect verb tense, and then come back and watch this one on the past perfect. So when we're looking at the past perfect in a sentence, it would look like this. For example, I had drunk my coffee. So the helping verb is had, and the main verb is going to be in the past participle form, drunk. So drunk is the past participle of the verb drink. And the past participle is different than the past simple. So the past simple of drink is drank, D-R-A-N-K. But the past participle is drunk. So I had drunk my coffee. Now we can contract this to say I'd drunk my coffee. And this is actually how people are going to use it most of the time if they're using the past perfect when they're speaking. So they will contract the helping verb with the subject. So instead of I had drunk my coffee, I drunk my coffee, which when I say it quickly, you don't even really hear the D. I drunk my coffee because there's a D here too. So if you're not paying attention, you might miss the contraction when you're listening to people speak. If we're making it into a question, we just move the helping verb before the subject. So had you drunk your coffee? And if we want to make it negative, we just add not in between the helping verb and the main verb. So I had not drunk my coffee. And as with other verb forms, when it's negative, we can contract it. So we can say, I hadn't drunk my coffee. So we're combining or connecting the helping verb with the not. So I hadn't drunk my coffee. We can also contract it by contracting the helping verb with the subject. So I'd not drunk my coffee. This one is probably more common. You'll probably hear this one more often, but this one is also possible. I'd not drunk my coffee. Now let's look at how and why we use it. The main reason we use the past perfect is to talk about something that happened before another thing or another time in the past. So like I said at the beginning of this video, we use the past perfect usually when we're talking about two things that happened in the past and one thing happened before the other thing. For example, I had washed my face before I drank my coffee this morning. So I'm comparing two actions here. Washing my face and drinking my coffee. Both of them happened this morning, which means that they were both in the past. So as I'm speaking right now, these two actions are in the past. Now, which one of these happened first? The one that happened first is going to use the past perfect form of the verb. So this one happened first, and the one that happened second is going to use the past simple. So I had washed my face before I drank my coffee this morning. Both actions are in the past, Washing my face happened first. Drinking my coffee happened second in the past. As another example, I had drunk my coffee before I checked my messages. Again, drinking my coffee here happened first. Checking my messages happened second. So we can see the one that's in the past perfect happened first. The one that's in the past simple happened second. Or I had gotten dressed before I came to work. So which one of these happened first? The one that's in the past perfect happened first. So what happened first? I got dressed. And then what did I do? I came to work. That happened second. So the one that happened first, past perfect. The one that happened second, past simple. Now when we're using the past perfect, because we're comparing two times with each other, one thing happened first, one thing happened second, we often use the words before or after in the sentence as well. So for example, I had washed my face before I drank my coffee. So we can see the word before here. So before is showing me the relationship of these two things. So this one happened first, and this one happened second. And I know this for two reasons. I know this first because had washed is in the past perfect, and drank is in the past simple. So I know that this one happened first and this one happened second. But also because this word before is there, that's saying that before this thing happened here, this thing happened. So this thing happened before this thing. Now I can take this same sentence and just change this word before to the word after. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the beginning of this first clause here. So after I had washed my face, I drank my coffee. So after I'd washed my face, here we see the past perfect. So that thing happened first. And I drank my coffee. This is past simple, so this one happened second. But also I've got this word after here. So after I washed my face. What did I do after I washed my face? I drank my coffee. So this is just giving us more information about the order of things in the past. Now, a fun thing that we can do with this actually is we can change the order of the clauses. So if we look here, I had washed my face before I drank my coffee, so I can divide the sentence right there. After I'd washed my face, I drank my coffee. I can divide it right there. So I've got this first clause here, and I've got the second clause here. I've got the first clause here, and I've got the second clause here. And if you're not sure what a clause is, it's spelled C-L-A-U-S-E. A clause is the basic part of a sentence. It is a subject and a verb. So we've got I had washed, subject verb. I drank, subject verb. I had washed, subject verb. I drank, subject verb. So this is a clause and this is a clause. Now, when I'm using the words before and after, I can actually switch the order of the clauses and the meaning of the sentence stays the same. I had washed my face before I drank my coffee. So there's that word before. So I can divide the sentence right there. Clause 1, clause 2. And then I can switch and put this part before I drink my coffee, and I can move it to the beginning of the sentence. So before I drank my coffee, before I drank my coffee, they're the exact same. All I did was I moved it to the beginning of the sentence. So before I drank my coffee, I had washed my face. So these two sentences are exactly the same, except that we moved the second clause to the beginning of the sentence. Now when I do this, when I start the sentence with the word before, or if I start the sentence with the word after, I've got to put a comma after that clause. So before I drank my coffee, comma, I had washed my face. Or after I had washed my face, comma, I drank my coffee. So again, we can see that down here with the word after. We can divide the sentence there. Or we see the word after, we can divide the sentence right there. The only difference between this one and this one is that here, I drank my coffee. I just moved it to the beginning of the sentence. So this is a way that you can change the order of the sentence without changing the meaning, using the past perfect and these adverbs before and after. So I had drunk my coffee before I checked my messages. After I had drunk my coffee, I checked my messages. So the only difference between these two sentences is that in the first one we're using before, and the second one we're using after. The meaning is the same. I just attached before to the past simple one, the thing that happened second, and I attached after to the past perfect, the one that happened first. And again, I can change the order of the clauses. I had drunk my coffee before I checked my messages. Before I checked my messages, I had drunk my coffee. Or after I had drunk my coffee, I checked my messages. I checked my messages after I had drunk my coffee. So the only difference between these two sentences is the order of the clauses. The only difference between these two sentences is the order of the clauses. So I've got a lot of choices when I'm using the past perfect and before and after. Another couple of words that we use, or phrases, with the past perfect is by and by the time. Because again, the past perfect is comparing two things that happened in the past. One thing happened first and one thing happened second. So let's look at this short little script here. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning. So if we look at the verb here, past simple. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning because I'm only talking about one action here. I started the coffee maker after I had woken up. So now I've got two actions. Started the coffee maker and woken up. Now I want to show which one happened first. So the one that happened first, I use the past perfect. So this one happened first. And also I'm going to use the word after with it. So I started the coffee maker after I had woken up. So this one happened first, and then I started the coffee maker. So if I'm looking at my morning, I woke up, I started the coffee maker, and then what? Then I washed my face. That's past simple, because there's only one action in the sentence. By the time I had finished washing my face, the coffee maker was ready. So here we're using this expression, by the time. We're using it with the past perfect. I had finished washing my face. Because remember, washing my face happens before the coffee was ready. That's past simple. So I washed my face and then the coffee was ready. So I woke up, I started the coffee maker, I washed my face, then the coffee was ready. So I'm saying that by the time I finished washing my face, so I washed my face, when I'm done with that, then the coffee's ready. Then by 7:10 a.m., I had started to drink my coffee. So what's the difference between by the time and by? By the time I'm using with a clause. By the time I had finished washing my face. So I have a subject and I've got the verb here. So this is a clause. So by the time I finished washing my face. By, I'm just using this with a time, not a clause. So I don't say by I had finished washing my face. I'd say by the time I had finished washing my face. And I don't say by the time 7 a.m. I just say by 7:10 a.m. So by 7:10 a.m. I had started to drink my coffee. So here I'm using the past perfect, had started, to compare it to 7:10 a.m. So by 7:10 a.m. I had started to drink my coffee. This one happened first, and I'm saying that it happened by 7:10 a.m. in the morning. So if I'm going through this routine, I woke up, I started the coffee maker, I washed my face, the coffee was ready, I started to drink my coffee, and by this time you can see it starts at 7 a.m. and it finishes at 7:10 a.m. So when we're talking about things that happened in the past, we have a few different ways that we can show the order of the things that happened. We can use just basic times. We can use time expressions like by the time or by or before or after. Or we can switch the verb tense, whether it's the past simple or the past perfect. So that's it for this short lesson on the past perfect verb tense. Thanks for watching.